Alright, welcome to the weekly gaming quick save show recorded live at 3 p.m. Pacific time every Friday right here on Twitch. On this week's show, we're going to watch as the Empire strikes back. We'll talk about PlayStation experience and also first 25 hours or so of Xenoblade Chronicles X. First, let's take a look at some of the top stories of the week. That's the wrong button. Don't hit that button. But speaking of Star Wars, people are already lining up for the new movie. This is a week in line, a little less if you're like a Thursday night crazy person. That's fine if you want to do that. I'm sure you'll be happy with your life sitting in line. But really, if you take a look at it, it kind of goes against all the Jedi tenets, right? This is kind of like Buddhism, no material possessions, really just being selfless. So if you were a real fan, a real Jedi fan, you wouldn't be in line. You just chill out. Just relax at home. You'll be okay. You'll make it through this. Okay? It'll be alright. Other news, Gone Home is finally coming to consoles. This is a really, really good game. I recommend you play it. It's like an actually good and worthwhile Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Because that game's not that great. Now, we're getting to the end of the year, so there's not a lot of news happening. So we're going to go into a couple of things that happened at the PlayStation Experience conference that Sony did. Number one, Uncharted. Now, how many times are we going to see this game? Because it is every goddamn time, over and over and over with this Uncharted. It's exhausting. Just release the damn game. I'm done with it. Now, Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming along quite nicely and a lot further than we all kind of thought. It's also going to be split into pieces or something. Who knows? Now, regardless of how you feel about this, it's not worth crying over. I'll give you something to cry over. Final Fantasy VI is coming to PC. That's not the crying part. The crying part comes when you realize it is the shitty mobile version with the bad UI and the sprite art that looks like it's from 1998 fan art on some kind of Yahoo pages. Square, that is exactly the version I wanted. That is the version everyone wanted. In my wildest hopes and dreams, that's the garbage I wanted. Yes, that is what I wanted, Square. Thank you for that. Bunch of idiots over there. Now, the rest of the conference really, it's a bunch of semi-interesting indie games and a lot of PlayStation VR. Now, if you're excited about what they showed with PlayStation VR, you have been drinking so much Kool-Aid, you might be close to drowning. So I recommend you look around you. Make sure you're not about to be submerged. Now, don't get me wrong, this Eagle Flight game, some other things they showed, that could be really cool. But don't lie to yourself and think that this is going to be just as captivating as Metal Gear Solid 5 or Fallout 4 or Witcher 3 or any other AAA title that came out this year, because it's not going to be. It just can't. And realistically, when you look at it, they've only shown 2 games that aren't tech demos or little weird things that you're only going to play for an hour, and that's Eve Valkyrie and the Ace Combat game. Those are kind of niche games. And also, speaking of games you're only going to play for an hour, that zombie Crazy Taxi game, if you're going to play that game for over an hour, how high are you? Because no one's going to play that for over. It boggles my mind. So the release of this thing is going to be a shit show. It really is. It's not looking good to me. It's not looking good at all. I mean, bearer of bad news. It better not be the bearer of bad news, because you should have known that. Now, also, we knew this was going to happen, but a bit of a surprise announcement. Bastion is coming to Vita. So we're going to break the regular format and talk about Bastion just for a minute. This piece of shit game, it is unfathomable to me why people like this game so much. Arguably one of the most overrated games of all time. No hyperbole. Okay, maybe a little hyperbole. Now, sure, great art style. Whatever. Looks great. Cool, unique storytelling. Whatever. Shitty, boring, monotonous gameplay that is terrible. Check mark on that square. Okay, so you have all these melee weapons. They basically function as the same weapon. A boring 3-hit combo. None of the weapons combo into each other or together at all. They're basically all independent. So why would you ever have 2 melee weapons? So you pick another ranged weapon. But all the ranged weapons are basically the same weapon. They just differ in damage and cooldown time. So why? And then there's the rolling with the attacks. You can't even attack and then roll and do like a different attack or attack, roll, attack. There's no different combos. It's the same 3-hit combo in a game where all you're doing is attacking enemies with your freaking sword. It's baffling to me. But hey, you know what? If you like Bastion, that's fine. That's fine. Dude, you gotta do you. This is my opinion. You gotta do you. I just expect good gameplay from my games. That's all. That's all. That's it. And you know what? Bastion's ruined this segment. It's over now. Thank you, Bastion. We're going to go right into the topics of the week. I wish one of those topics was hating on Bastion for another 15 minutes, because that game deserves it. Maybe not 15 minutes, but it deserves something.